No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class with your host, Bronx Bomber, educated with the craft. Punch a topic hard like heavyweights, hitting the bag from the top rank to the upcoming. Washed up to the dark horse, champs, #1 contenders. Quick jab or sharp cross, we your source. Come get it. Tuning in, you can have it. Internationally known, our information is valid. See, we on a higher plane, no two episodes the same. We get better as we train, so on top we remain. Come join the conversation, it's insight you'll gain. And then outside of the ring, we do the damn thing.
All right, fight fans, welcome to another edition of No Standing 8 Boxing Talk. Today, I have Reina Tellez, the featherweight contender, stepping in to replace what was supposed to be Amanda Serrano's opponent on January 3rd. And she's here doing an interview with us. And let's give her a warm welcome. Reina, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Doing good. I'm feeling good.
Good. So listen, you're just sitting at home, minding your business, and suddenly you get a phone call for what is the biggest fight of your life, of your career, should I say, not your life, but of your career so far. Tell me, what was that like when you got that phone call?
I was actually sitting on the couch when I just got that phone call. I was shocked at first, because I'm just kind of like sitting down and we're waiting on a new fight date to come up, and all of a sudden you get a call that you're gonna fight Amanda Serrano. So, it was kind of like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did this come from? What happened? But we were interested, and we were all talking about it, and we were like, this is life-changing. This is a life-changing opportunity, and not a lot of people get this opportunity to be able to, even be on a platform, let alone watch somebody they watched, growing up or watch their whole career. So it was something that we really had to sit down and talk about.
Yeah, talking about watching somebody while you were growing up. Amanda Serrano had her first professional fight. You were 6 years old.
Yeah.
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 So, listen, and boxers and fighters that have been doing this for a long time sometimes get lost in the mix. Boxing's a big world, it's worldwide, and you're no slouch. You've been doing this for a long time. You stepped in the ring when you were 8 years old, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right? You started training when you were 8, and you are a national amateur champion multiple times over, junior Olympic champ, was on Team USA. You certainly have the pedigree. So for the folks that may not know you, this is their first time probably hearing of you because your name's attached to such a megastar in boxing. Tell them a little bit of your background and who you are.
I mean, I'm 22 years old. I've done boxing my whole life. I'm originally from Florida. I moved to Texas when I was 12 years old. Just only for boxing. And that's really all I've done all my life. I've never played any other sports. I've always been very family oriented. Boxing seems to say is our life. When I was 18, I had my son. I took some time off. So I just barely came back a couple years ago. And I feel like that gave me a little bit more motivation, and not just only to just do it for myself, but to do it for my son. But these opportunities are like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it just feels like now that I got this opportunity and knowing, where I come from and the process that it has been, it's more like I want to do it, like I have to do it, So it's not like, it's not like what people say matters, because I know there's always going to be a 50-50 thing. You're always going to have some supporters and you're always going to have some haters that are against you, or, say that you shouldn't be doing this, or whatever the case is. But I feel like I have the support with my family. I have my own motivations, you know what I'm saying? And everything that I've worked for my whole life, I feel like this is finally time to show that.
Absolutely. Listen, like I said, I was reading up on you, and you moved, like you said, specific for boxing. You moved
Mhm.
because your childhood coach moved,
Mhm.
and you told your mom, like, look, if I'm not training with him, I'm just gonna quit boxing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom was like, all right, well, we got to move, you know.
Mhm.
And so that's just to highlight your dedication to the sport, your loyalty to those that are training you, the support system that
Mhm.
from your mom, because most parents are
Mhm.
like, well, I ain't moving, and she moved specifically so you could box, and then
Mhm.
and then now you started your pro career. You're 13-0. You got one draw, 5 KOs, which is damn near 50% of your wins
Mhm.
come from knockouts. And you were just chilling, right? You were preparing for a fight in
Mhm.
February, and then saw another interview with Fight Talk, and you told Fight Talk, like, look, I'm preparing for a fight in February, and hopefully after that I'm gonna get a
Mhm.
shot at a world title. But that shot came now. You're gonna face
Yeah.
Amanda Serrano for the featherweight championship of the world. What what were you doing? Were you in a rest period? Were you training? How? You only got what, 3 weeks notice?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, about 3 weeks. I was training, but I know I came back to camp for more of a to get my mental aspect, back together, which I feel like I did. So that's a big plus, and I feel like boxing is 80% of the fight. Um, so I was really just chilling. I was just working on things that I need to work on. Um, and aside from that, my mental. But I mean, I feel like it's a high risk, high reward type of situation. So I'm just gonna go in there and do what we work on, and get my reward out there.
Absolutely. So speaking of your mental, your conditioning, how in shape are you? Are you gonna be ready to go in 3 weeks? You're also moving up in weight. So you're stepping up in weight.
Mhm.
You got 3 weeks notice. You're gonna
Mhm.
fight 10 rounds, 3 minute rounds.
Mhm.
And professionally, you never fought 3 minute rounds before.
Mhm.
That's a lot of mentals to get over. How are you doing?
Mhm.
How are you getting over the mental and the physical?
I feel like that has a lot to do with my team. If they have that faith you know, and they believe in me and they give me that extra push and that extra motivation on top of what I already have, I feel like everything just starts connecting. Um, everything is already, on her side. But like I said, it's a high risk, high reward type thing. And you're never gonna get these opportunities again. So what I can honestly say I already won because what 22-year-old is taking these opportunities? You know, and I'm still early in my career. So win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna have so much more down the line. And I know that my team is always gonna protect me. I know my team is always gonna do what's best for me. So, where can I really lose with that? And people who are even around her age or even in their 30s or have more fights than me, they didn't want to take a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I can already say I have, the courage, the support, and heart to be able to say, this is what I want to do. And, have that confidence and motivation behind
Katie Taylor's your favorite fighter?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's your favorite fighter, right? I do my
Hmm.
homework, right?
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so Amanda Serrano lost to Katie Taylor 3 times.
Hmm.
Is there anything that you could take away from your favorite fighter to apply to that fight with Amanda?
I would say footwork.
Footwork.
Hmm.
Okay, so apply a little footwork. All right.
Hmm.
Amanda is a forward fighter.
Hmm.
Very very little defense.
Hmm.
She's all offense. Her defense is her offense.
Hmm.
Uh, how? What is your fight strategy? Can you share it? What are your thoughts? How are you gonna uh, over overcome her volume of punching and her straightforwardness?
I think that's a wait and see type thing. Hmm.
Nothing. You're not gonna give me anything.
No, I don't have no. I could just say it's gonna be a lot of heart. There's
There's
a
a
lot
lot of
of
hope.
heart. A lot of heart.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Are you concerned with her power at all? I mean, you're no punk. You got 5
Hmm.
KOs in 13 fights. You got some pop to your punch too. Does her
Hmm.
power concern you at all?
I mean, she's a grown woman. She has her full power. She has that experience. So, I would just say I have to be careful and don't stay flat-footed and don't stay, where she benefits at. So.
Uh, Amanda said that this is when she was disappointed to for the original fight to move forward. But her priority has always been a respect for the sport. Uh,
Hmm.
and she says that you're a tough opponent who's earned this opportunity, and she's up for the challenge. She
Hmm.
fighting at home in Puerto Rico, defending my world titles, and continue to push women's boxing forward under equal rules means everything to me. Saturday, January 3rd, is about showing the world once again what Puerto Rican fighters are made of. So you're from Mexican descent, right?
Hmm. Mexican American, yeah.
Mexican American. So you're Mexican
Hmm.
American. You know that Mexico, Puerto Rico have a heated rivalry when it comes to boxing. It's probably the best rivalry in boxing.
Hmm.
What do you make of her quote about showing why Puerto Rico is going to be great and what Puerto Rican fighters are made of?
For sure. I mean, I know that. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of rivalries like that and entertaining too. I'm always in for it to show who I am, and I guess to really, bring my people along beside me. But I'm not really into the whole rivalry thing. It's more like she's an amazing fighter. I see her for more for who she is as a fighter and who she is as a woman, instead of, the people she brings, because I know she feeds off that energy.
You're fighting in what could be considered hostile territory
Hmm.
in Puerto Rico, away from home. Is this your first time in Puerto Rico?
Hmm.
Ever? Like you've never been on
Yeah, I
vacation?
never went for vacation, never went for none of that. No.
Okay, well, I'm from Puerto Rico. Don't get there tonight and fight. Puerto
You're
Rico.
funny.
There's a lot of
Hmm.
distractions to Puerto Rico. It's a beautiful island, right?
For
So
sure.
it's a night and fight. And
Hmm.
if you do get there a week before, lock yourself up.
You're funny.
All right, lock yourself up. So but listen, do you feel that you have to win by KO?
Mm, I don't think I have to win by no KO. I feel like I said before, it's a I have nothing to lose situation. I have nothing to lose situation, everything to gain, and you know, even if I sit there and I go the whole time, that's a win for me. Honestly, it's a win for me. Um, or if something crazy happens and it gets stopped on her side, that's a win for me too. So I'm not necessarily going in there for no KO. I feel like she's in the conversation of all-time great women boxers. You know what I'm saying? And if that did happen to me, I feel like I would be surprised myself. You know, um, but I'm not looking for no KO, and that's not even on the top of my mind right now.
What who's helping you prepare for this fight? Who's in your camp? Who's helping you with sparring? Who do you have that's working with you, getting you ready?
I have Coach K Karoma as my head coach. He's been my head coach all year. We have about 2 fights together. We started working together earlier this year, and I have my family here and stuff like that to support me. And I just got some. As soon as we heard about the fight, we got some left-handers in and stuff like that. But that's really who I'm mainly working with.
What does it, Amanda Serrano, know about you as a fighter? What is she maybe overlooking?
Um, I feel like she does have a lot of respect because she knows where it comes from, what it's like to come from nothing. Um, and she respects anybody who gets in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's overlooking my age and my experience, which is understandable because a lot of people do. Um, but that doesn't bother me.
All right, what do you say to the critics that maybe don't know you and think that Amanda's just going to wash you over? It's going to walk right over you. What do you say to those critics?
Mm, I just gotta say, think what you want, feel what you want to feel, but I know you're not waking up the next day with the bag. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. You're not in there, you're not fighting, you don't know what it's like. And um I'm 22 years old and I'm doing things that people who have 10 plus years on me, they don't have the courage to do so. At the end of the day, I'm taking a win.
Amanda Serrano has 2 consecutive losses to Katie Taylor, a third loss. She's 37 years old. She's on the twilight of her career, possibly. This boxing has a short shelf life. If you beat her, do you think you send her to retirement?
I feel like that's a decision that, she's gonna want to do. I don't feel like, oh, she needs to take a loss for me to say, oh, I'm going in retirement, because if she wanted to do that, she could have done that with Katie Taylor. Those were wars, that she went through 3 times, So, I mean, if I feel like she has, there's enough respect given to say that she's gonna do it on her own time.
You are a conventional fighter. You're a righty. You're not a southpaw. She's a southpaw. And there have been some issues with headbutts between her and Katie. Are you concerned with the headbutting?
Yes, but it can be avoided. So,
do your thing. Okay. So listen, how has your life changed already just with this one phone call?
A lot, honestly. You see who's really in your life. You see who's really, there just for beneficial reasons. It really made me more focused in the last, couple of days. Like, it just, even the little things that were there, they're just not there anymore, because I know I have this big task in front of me, and it needs everything from me, and I know that after it's done, my whole life will change in a positive way, just because, like I said, I'm 22 years old and I still have the rest of my career, and I do know that people who fight Amanda Serrano, they get up there more. They're higher. They have higher standards now, and hopefully after this, I'm still able to work with MVP and get my world title shot in my weight division.
You mentioned you are a mom. Boxing is a sport that requires a lot of dedication, requires a lot of sacrifice, requires a lot of time in the gym, early mornings, late nights, weekends, a strict diet, a change of lifestyle for at least while you're in training camp, if not your whole career. How do you balance being a mom and being a fighter?
Your heart is in both places, honestly. Majority of my camps, my son has been with me, but I've had the help of my family. I think this is the first time that my son isn't actually with me for this amount of time and this amount of pressure. So, I know that he's back with my mom and she's helping me out while I can sit here and I can focus for this big, opportunity coming up. And I know that it'll be worth it, and I'll be coming home soon.
Win, lose, or draw, what's happens after Amanda Serrano?
More than I can ask for. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's gonna put me, win, lose, or draw, is gonna put me in a position to go forward more in my life and be in those world title conversations, which makes things a little easier, because I'm not the showing my body off person, or sexualizing the sport as a person. So I know that for women that is a big thing. And I don't talk a lot of mess, and I know, that also gets you out there. So I'm very quiet and, very stay to myself. So I feel like, with getting this opportunity, win, lose, or draw, it's going to give me a platform to be able to put myself out there for them to be like, okay, we want her in this conversation. We want her here. So there's no way I can lose, win, lose, or draw. There's no way I can lose from this situation.
Yeah, listen, as soon as I got the call from Trifon, your manager, I got to say that watching you, handle yourself on camera, watching you handle yourself in the ring, you're a true professional. You're a very, very good fighter, I think. And I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm a boxing fan first.
For sure.
And I've been doing this a long time, and you are a very good fighter. And I think you could give Amanda Serrano some fits in that ring. So I see and understand what you just said. That there's no you're all about the business of boxing. You're all about boxing and not the extra thrills and not the extra, frills and do all these other gimmicks to get attention to you. You draw attention with putting people on the canvas and stacking up wins. That's what I believe you're about. Any lies detected there?
No.
No. All right. Listen, we're gonna wrap this up. I know your time is precious, and you probably gotta go get some rest, or probably go get some more training in.
For sure.
Why should people watch not the fight? Because people are gonna tune in anyway because it's Amanda Serrano. But why should people take a special interest in Reina Tellez?
I feel like they should take, a new interest in me because I'm the new generation. You got to watch the new generation because they'll just sneak up on you and show you something different that you're not used to. So,
all right, that's it. This is the last word. I'll give you the last word. Promote this fight. Say to the fans, say to the viewers what you want to say. Talk your mess if you need to talk your mess, which you don't. You're classy. But if you feel like talking your mess, talk your mess. Where can we watch you? Where can we follow you? Drop your social media. Tell us what you got.
Obviously, you guys know that I'm refighting January 3rd, so you can catch me there. My Instagram is Reina Tellez 05. And, I just want to say I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity because, like I said, I'm 22 years old and not a lot of people get this opportunity. And, a lot of people can, be nasty and say the things that they want to say, but there's no need because, I showed the courage to get in there with one of the best of all time, and not a lot of people do that. I don't think they would do it, so for me to say yes and for me to even get on the platform, it's a win for me.
All right, well, Fight fans, there you have it. 13-0 with 1 draw, 5 KOs. Taking on was probably considered the greatest obstacle in her career against Amanda Serrano. This is truly your Rocky moment, right? So tune in, check her out, and any predictions for the fight?
No.
You gotta wait and see.
No Standing 8 Boxing Podcast. We discuss every organization and weight class with your host, Bronx Bomber.